All right, guys. So our last final topic for today's show is going to be we're just going to quickly cover some of we're sticking in the MCU world for this, but some early reactions in the just like quick, your social media reactions for the Falcon and Winter Soldier have came out. So we're just going to cover some of those. There's no spoilers or anything like that for it. It's just some people have gotten to see the first episode. They released it to some press people, and they've posted their comments online. So we're just going to go over a couple of them, give us thoughts, and then we're going to sign off here. So first off, let's go through some of these. So Steven Weintraub from Collider here says, watch the first episode of, oh wait, no, his is up here. Yeah, the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier is loaded with action that you'd expect to see in an MCU movie, but for me, the best stuff were the quiet scenes that showed Bucky dealing with his past and Falcon trying to figure out his post-blip life. Big thumbs up. Which has been, like, I kind of figured, I think I said it last week, like, I feel like the general consensus for Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to be, like, a more traditional Marvel thing. Like, just kind of what we've come to expect from seeing a Marvel whatever, as opposed to WandaVision being this, like, weirdly unique thing for the most part. I really am losing my voice right now. Oh, God. And then watched the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's a lot of fun. It didn't grab me nearly as much as WandaVision episode 1 and felt much more like standard Marvel movie fare, not in the bad way. The quiet character moments were my favorite of the episode. That was from a Chris Hayner. I'm not familiar with that.
General theme going so far, it seems like.
Yeah. So that was my early prediction for the show overall too. So like it's kind of expected, really. I really liked the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier. It took a bit to totally grab me, but as it goes on, you see where they're going as far as getting to dig deep on those guys, or on who these guys are in a way we hadn't before. There quickly is some Bucky stuff that is really powerful, which has been Bucky's one of my favorite characters in the MCU, like bar none. I love Bucky, so I'm excited for that. Like that's why I was most initially anticipating Falcon Winter Soldier more than any other Marvel show that was coming to Disney Plus until I saw that Loki trailer, and then that one kind of bumped up for me. But it was just because of just because of Winter Soldier himself. And then we got here. Let's just look at like one or two more here. The first episode of Falcon Winter Soldier feels like a movie in a big way, a lot more so than WandaVision, not a knock. And the opening action screen, I guess he meant scene. The opening action scene feels like a huge MCU action sequence and not a TV fight. Story feels like it has significant MCU consequences. That's kind of interesting. Because there hasn't really been any word about the Falcon and Winter Soldier actually carrying over into anything. Like, we had WandaVision set up to be, this overarching story between Loki, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange. Falcon and Winter Soldier was standing. It wasn't actually mentioned in that, so that's interesting. And then we'll just look at this last one here. Saw first episode of Disney Plus and Falcon Winter Soldier. And as a huge fan of 2014's Captain America: The Winter Soldier, I'm happy to report this is a return to that grounded, more human glimpse into the MCU. Anthony Mackie gets more to explore Sam's place in a very divided world. There you have it. Everybody's saying it's good. So that's really all I don't know what else they're gonna say. They're gonna go and like talk shit about it when they let them watch it early. I like never see anybody really. Actually, I don't know if that's true. No, because Wonder Woman, I remember Wonder Woman 84 had all shining, glowing reviews. I don't know if maybe it's because like they target people too, like they know like the kind of the people who are already maybe fans of the MCU, and they give them the first thing because they know they know. Like, Disney's marketing department, they know exactly who to, like, if they want good press, there's specific people out there who they know have a track record of liking their material. So that, like, I think maybe they'll send it to them first.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe. I feel like Wonder Woman, like 84, like kind of thing would be like same way, because once Wonder Woman 84, the interesting thing was like all the early responses for Wonder Woman 84 were like glowing, amazing reviews. But then once it became available to everybody, it was very mixed. It went to like the same way everyone felt about BVS and Man of Steel, like pretty much a 50-50 split. It's like they loved it or they hated it. So it's just kind of interesting. So never, just like you never you pay too much attention to stuff on social media because you just don't know if it's going to be true. That's kind of like a running theme here. But either way, what do you guys think about these early reviews for you? Did it get you more excited?
Sounds good. Yeah, like I mean, I'm gonna watch it, and it definitely sounds like there's, like they said, more of a human element, and sounds like it's gonna be really good for like a TV show. You know, not that WandaVision wasn't good, but it's like a totally different style, I think, than what they were going for with that.
Where you have Falcon Winter Soldier for you, who's someone who's not super into like the MCU or anything,
Well,
like where you have it ranked?
I don't know. You know, with WandaVision, I didn't know much about those characters, and I thought it was good. So it really just depends on how the show itself is. Winter Soldier is a pretty cool character. I don't know much about Falcon at all. I know that sounds horrible, but
Nobody knew anything about Falcon before these movies.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Nobody.
yeah. So um, really, it's just I'm the kind of person like I'll believes it when I sees it, sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
But it sounds like from these reviews and what people are saying that it's going to be pretty good. But again, it might be targeted towards certain people, but it sounds overall generally positive.
Yeah. Fun fact about Anthony Mackie though in the Falcon is he is the only character supposedly the MCU that got his role without auditioning.
Interesting.
Kevin Feige knew in his mind that he wanted Anthony Mackie to play Falcon, so he just offered him the role. Fun fact. I just read that the other day.
That's
so
interesting.
This is what it
Good
is.
casting.
Yeah, he's great. So like he's
Yeah.
great in the role. So totally
Yeah.
for it. Like this was a fun fact I read the other day. What do you think, John? Where do you
Yeah.
have Falcon and Winter Soldier?
I mean, I'm a homer for these as you saw in my glowing endorsement of Kevin Feige last segment.
You'd be one of the
I mean,
people they'd send you these
Yeah.
things
they would
for.
send me the screeners.
That was
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
I would, you know, I think my most anticipated MCU thing is whatever the next thing is that's coming out. To
Yeah.
be real generic about it, I will say that I think, regardless, I was super happy at the Disney investors meeting when they talked about how Falcon and Winter Soldier was basically just like an MCU movie that they broke up into different parts. And you know, I'm real excited about that. I was excited to get back into, we talked about this last week, how each show and each movie kind of fills a different type or a different sort of entertainment. So WandaVision obviously dealt with sitcoms, and you had that kind of experimental element to that show that was going on. I think that this show, you know, Doctor Strange is kind of the sorcerer magic element area of the MCU. To me, Cap and Bucky and Sam have all been part of like the espionage, the Shield. You had the whole thing with Hydra that went down in the Winter Soldier. Um, so I think all this is kind of their espionage arena, and I'm glad to return to that because these are my favorite characters out of all the characters in the MCU. And I think with Steve gone, it's going to give even more opportunity for Bucky and Sam to really step to the forefront and become leaders of the MCU, which is exciting for me. We saw Cap hand the shield to Sam, and clearly from at the end of Endgame, but clearly from the previews of this, it's not as simple as that. So it'll be interesting to see how they play that out. And then, you know, I like the idea of getting an MCU movie. It sounds like that's what this is going to be, just broken up.
You know what the question I have too though with the shield thing? So when Cap is a super soldier, so when he throws the shield, it bounces off stuff. He can catch it and it won't cut his arm off.
It ain't gonna work that way.
Falcon's just a dude. Like
Right.
he has not no powers. He can't. He couldn't throw that thing any harder. Than he could throw a frisbee.
He's a pretty resilient dude, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
no different than
Yeah, he's just a dude with some tech that's not even his. Like he didn't make it. Like Tony made his suit. Like, you know, not the Falcon's like bad. He's great at what he does. It's just not like the same. Like Winter Soldier he's a super soldier. He has the same serum that freaking he has, and he has a vibranium arm. So like if he throws a shield around, it'll work. It's fine. So I don't know what they're gonna do. Like it'll be interesting to see what they do with Sam having the shield at all. Like
right.
because like he can't throw it as hard. Like blatantly can't.
Sure, he can't throw it as hard, but he can I mean, like,
And he can't catch it.
you could throw a shield pretty darn hard and knock somebody out with it. You could
Oh yeah,
bounce a
for
shield
sure.
off of something. You could bounce a shield off of something and catch it. I mean, he can still use the shield. It just won't be as, impactful as, yeah, like Bucky, and he can catch it. I mean, if you threw a frisbee and bounced it off a wall and it came bouncing back to you, you could catch it. It's not
Well, but this is a giant
That's
vibranium
It's a little
thing.
different than a frisbee.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be like it'll hurt you real bad. You try to catch a
Be some
metal
dire
baseball,
consequences.
like
I
even
don't
catching a regular baseball, like a hard object moving fast, it hurts. Like this is a
Maybe he's got a special glove.
maybe he's got the magnetic thing on his arm like Cap had at the beginning of Age of Ultron, and he kicks it up and then just like vroomps to his.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got that to catch it. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe that's how they do it. It'll just be interesting to see. It's just a stupid little note, like, just like he's not a super soldier. So like, what is? But they also have the whole the guy here, the bad Captain America dude. So I wonder what he's gonna be doing too. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What is his name? Secret Agent, or what is his name? I can't remember.
it's like US agent.
Yeah,
or
U.S.
something.
agent. Yeah, U.S. agent. Yeah. So they got U.S. agent Captain America. Like, so that's Zemo. Then they got the Flag Smasher. There's actually kind of a lot going on. So it's
Well,
gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah. I like that we're getting Agent Carter back too. We haven't seen her
Yeah.
in a long time. I like that they're working her back into it. And obviously I'm excited for that was one thing WandaVision. Obviously we got some of it at the end of it, but we're gonna get the big classic, action set pieces back that are hallmarks of the MCU too with this series. I think WandaVision had some to an extent. Obviously the last episode had a lot. But we didn't have a whole lot of action. I expect some really spectacular fight sequences and action set pieces in this series too.
Yeah, and they showed like that in some of like the trailers and TV spots where Falcon and doing the thing, whipping through the mountains and stuff. Like it all
Yep.
looks great. Like
Yeah.
it looks
Yep.
really good. So I'm excited to see it. It's gonna be nice to have like you're a traditional Marvel thing. In all honesty, like it's like we said. Like sometimes that's good. It's
Yeah.
like when I watch Godzilla King of the Monsters, I just want some good dumb fun. Like that's what I want. So hopefully I can get that. And then like I don't need to be speculating what's going to happen next every episode for this weird cameo from an engineer they mentioned twice and means nothing. Like, I don't need that every single time I watch something. Like sometimes I just like to watch it. It tells a story, and I move on. Like I'm
Right.
not left with a million questions afterward. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Speculation is perfectly fine too, though. Like that's all fun. But it's not always needed. You know what I mean? That's not what made WandaVision good. WandaVision was good because it was a good show. Like,
Yeah.
period. Like, everyone's speculations and shit, that's not what made it good, That was just fun. That was just fun to do every week. So I'm looking forward to it, though. I'm definitely excited for Falcon Winter Soldier. We only got, 5 days after the show goes up, after this goes up? It's going to be a big week. It's the day after Snyder Cut. So I think it comes out on the 19th. So isn't that a Saturday releasing, or is Snyder Cut coming out on Thursday?
Friday. Snyder Cut's
Friday, yeah.
Thursday.
Snyder Cut Thursday. Yep, there we go.
Falcon Winter Soldier's Friday.
Yep, so there it is. We don't have too long. For like 5 days from now, we'll have
Oh.
Snyder Cut and Falcon.
By the way, this is unrelated to Falcon, but since we're talking about Snyder Cut, don't forget that Wednesday evening at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, they're going to do a special red carpet premiere for those that are hyped up about Justice League. They are doing a red carpet premiere event online with Kevin Smith hosting with Zack Snyder. Yep, there it is. For an hour before, I assume it goes live at midnight Eastern there on the 18th.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that'll be fun too, because that's the thing, and that's another thing too. Like when I commented earlier, where like people have been wondering like why haven't they been marketing the Snyder Cut? I was like, they totally have been marketing the Snyder Cut, and like you said, it's like a targeted thing. Like they're not going to be playing these ads on Monday morning television because those people aren't going to watch it. Like that's not the point, So like they're doing this, and everybody who needs to know about this, they probably know about it. And we're like, and I said they're doing the whole freaking museum thing down in Texas. Like they're definitely marketing the thing.
Yeah.
It's just a very targeted marketing strategy. So not everything gets big commercials every channel you flip on TV. You know what I mean, it's just not how it works. Either way, big week coming ahead of us in general. So question is, guys, what do you think about this? Or do you take any grain of salt with, you know, these early releases? Are you skeptical about the early comments from Falcon and Winter Soldier being like amazing? Because I'll tell you what, the only thing that has me skeptical at all was just what happened with Wonder Woman 84. Because it was the same kind of glowing reviews, but then once it comes out, like despite what I think about it or you think about it, just the reviews itself, they started out great for the early ones, and then as soon as it came out, it ended up being a very divisive movie. So I don't think Marvel doesn't really have a track record like that, but just take everything with a grain of salt. So whatever you think, though, let us know down in the comment section below.